Welcome everyone, this is Pineleaf News, and today we are going to begin a new survival challenge series where our objective is to build a railway system. That's right, I am undertaking a challenge that was created by Grandma's Gone Gaming, where the object is for us to find the center point of the map, the 0, 0 mark, and from there build straight lines from each of the 4 cardinal points, and that will become our railroad. And we're to do that, and the rails are to go straight in each of the 4 directions, and we have to build stops at particular intervals. Now, the original challenge, the total length of each line was 1,000, and there will be intermediate stops at the quarter intervals at 250, 500, 750. But I'm a software engineer, and powers of 2 are always a nice thing to us. So therefore, I'm instead going to make it 1024 instead of 1000, and we'll have the lines at, one sapling from that. Oh well. And that the lines then are going to, we want to go this way. They're going to look for the 0, 0 point. And that the line, the intermediate stops will be at 256 boundaries. So therefore, it's a software engineer things. So that's what I'll do instead. I think the most important point is that we have them predefined in the beginning and that we stick to them, because I think that's the spirit of the challenge. So it looks like the 0, 0 is going to be in this desert. Well, that'll certainly make the central depot a nice, easy thing to figure out. Well, of course, it could also be in the middle of this river. Let's see, this is block minus 01. Okay, that's block 0. Oh. It looks like this is 0, 0 right here. So this is where we're going to be starting everything. And our main depot is going to be built on top of this. Yeah, that means having to be built over the river in that part. Now I'm going to have my sizes of these stations as one based on chunks. So therefore I'm going to have the main depot is going to be one chunk in each of the 4 directions. And if I understand correctly here, yeah, because there are chunk boundaries, and so therefore I'm going to be building the depot within these chunks, and so that's how I'm going to have things defined. So whenever the original challenge talks about anything in multiples of 5 or 10, I'm probably going to change it to some multiple of 16, because that's what's going to fit my particular style on the matter. Now, I am going to need a place to stay for the first night, so I have to take that into account, because I don't want to stay out too long, because then nasty things happen, and in this area husks are one of the nasty things that's going to happen. Oh boy. I'm going to see if I can find a plains anywhere around here, because if I could find a plains, it would be nice. At least I don't have to worry about forgetting the coordinates, because the coordinates are going to be easy to remember. 0, 0. And once you are at 0, 0, you don't have to worry about getting lost. Once you get to 0, 0, you'll be able to eventually find your way to wherever you're going, since we're going to be required to follow up on the cardinal points wherever you go. And and all this. I still have not built myself an axe yet, because an axe is going to be useful. Actually, a pickaxe will also be useful. An axe and a pickaxe, those are the two things that I am mainly concerned with getting. That way I get myself a couple extra trees. And I also have a weapon just in case anything nasty comes toward me. Now, I am not playing this in hardcore. I'm just playing this under normal. So, it's not, the object isn't to survive, though it's good to die as little as possible. The object is to build these lines in here, and that's going to take quite a bit of time. Grandma's Gone Gaming, she started this challenge 2 years ago, and she's getting near the end of her 4th direction, so that shows you how long it can take, but she's been doing it in spurts. And that's likely going to happen here also, because this is going to be in those points where I don't have other Minecraft content. For example, this is the slot where on this episode where I would normally have Wolstopia. Wolstopia is on hiatus until, because we finished one season, and the next season is waiting until the release of 1.13, and plus a couple of tools to help support 1.13 on large servers. So, okay, the sun is over there at the moment. Good. No. Okay, yeah. Let me start digging inside this little hill here. And I'm hopefully that will, again, maybe I could get some coal just by, I think this would be a nice place to start. Good, and this could allow me to upgrade my tools and all that stuff, and I could start my tradition of digging underground. Of course, I'll be needing huge amounts of iron and, of course, huge amounts of gold. Now, one of the guidelines is to use materials that are local to where we are within 128 blocks or 200 blocks or something like this. I'll double check the exact number later on. But of course, whatever number she gave, I'm probably going to go to the nearest power of 2 in deciding it, because that's how things operate. I'm probably going to allow a little wider area for the main depot, which is what I'll be doing at 00. But the whistle stops in between, I will have a little bit stricter on there, because the idea there is that depots will be built on mainly local materials. The rails, I'm going to allow the iron to come from anywhere. Okay. How's the sun going along? The sun is coming along fine. So what I want to do is I'm going to plop this here, make myself, I think I'd rather have oak doors. There you go. There you go, some oak doors. Let's throw a little bit of cobblestone up here, and that'll give us a nice secure area against any nasties that may decide that they want to interrupt my little bit of digging. Now I'm going to do some mining, probably mine out through the night or something like this, gather my initial materials. Then we could head over to the depot and decide what we want to do. I spent a couple of days mining and got a bit of stuff. Now I just need to have some place to put it. I got myself some iron. some stuff to start out. Of course, I'm going to need a lot more iron for my railroad because I'm going to need a lot of iron for rails. I also made sure that I got quite a bit of cobble. Now, I would prefer gravel to use as a bedding since that's what real railroads use, but I'll have to use, I'm sure I have to use cobblestone as a substitute at some points. Go to first. This is where I'll start on. Eventually, though, when I build the depot station, I'll create an office in it so that I could have a nice location for everything. We could throw this into here, replant some acacia when I get a chance so I could get some more stuff. Let's see, everything in there. Sand and sandstone. Now, each of these are expected to have a characteristic for what's in the local area. So therefore, for the main depot, I'll probably make it out of acacia wood, and sandstone will probably be my major item. No, they don't sound like they're the two things that go greatest together. So I'll see if I could find some way to get them to mix. Now we do. That looks like a spruce tree up there. Well, that'll be nice to have. So we have some potential variation in there. So I got myself some iron, and I'm going to be needing that quite a bit, but I'll be needing a whole lot more of that. Also, put a little path here. This isn't the mining site I was using before because that's a bit of a distance away, but I figure I'll lay myself a path to another one that I could use for my later mining sessions so that I could be nice and close at hand on this. But what I want to do now is to lay out my station area. Now, this is supposed to be a square that's an odd number because you want to have an exact center point to the whole thing. Now, the original thing says 25 by 25, so 12 in each direction. I'm thinking, as I said, I like chunk boundaries, but you can't do that perfectly if you're going to have an odd number. So what I'm going to do then is do 15. That should be 15 right there. If I did this right, of course, yeah, I could actually get that number quite a bit exact on there. Okay, there's 15 for there. Now that's is zeros, and this is, okay, minus 1, so therefore I'm going to be minus 15 then. Alright, that would make sense. Okay, so not quite down to the chunk boundary, but you're not going to be able to have everything. Actually, I think I'd want it right there, I believe is the proper location. And then we want to be 15 here. And then 15. Oh, just over the water. Alright. That's good. And then we will make this 15. Good. So these are the boundaries for our station. And that's what we're going to have to maintain for there. Let me turn that off so you don't have to worry about all this. And of course, this is going to be the center point, which I'll keep that there until I have more stuff built on the right style. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to build rails going in each of these 4 directions. So obviously I'll need a bridge going over there. Now for here, I'm just going to lay low down this sand dune and just completely blast that out because you're allowed to terraform. It's just that you have to do something with whatever you have. Now here, I'll probably have to live at that altitude, just go up there and going across there, but I'll probably make it more gradual since real trains do things more gradually. This, I'll just get rid of it and then head out in that direction. I'm going to have to choose which direction I'm going to start out with. First, I want to start planning out how I'm going to do my depot after I take a little bit of mining rest. While digging at this new mining area, I not only saw a little iron in this ravine there, but I see rails down there. Of course, the rails in themselves are going to be useful, but it probably means that there is a mine shaft nearby? That's what it sounds like. So, that means plenty of rails. And while that's not something, it's not like a resource like getting iron directly, it'll certainly save me quite a bit on the amount of iron that I will be needing throughout this challenge. And of course, it may also be a source of some powered rails perhaps. Nice! The entrance to that mine shaft is pretty well protected, and I could hear spiders in the area, which means probably cave spiders. So I suspect that I'm going to have to really work at that one with care. Now, I have flattened out this direction. This is the most likely direction that I will go at the beginning. Probably do this one second. Then I could turn around and do this one. And then finally, this will be the last one. Since by that time I hope I have plenty of resources in which to build a bridge across this thing. But before I do any serious building, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in each of the 4 cardinal directions to see what's in there for the next 1024 blocks. So I will have some idea of what's ahead and what I could do to plan for it. And I'm going to start, since this is the first one I'm planning, I'm going to start by heading out this way, which must be east since that's where the sun is setting. So I'm going to go east 1,000 blocks, see what I encounter on the way. Hopefully I find some sheep. That way I can rest and make a bed and all that. So that's what we'll do for the next episode when we return for the Railroad Challenge.